how can I...
Sore throat pain? Honey Lemon. Try Vicks VapoCool Drops in Honey Lemon Chill for fast-acting sore throat relief. Woo! Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
What makes Febreze Air Effects different? While cheaper aerosols rely on artificial propellants, Febreze uses a 100% natural propellant. Check it out. Pressure created by what's in your air makes the bottle spray, which means freshness everyone will love. Febreze.
What they've always stood for is that, yes, we're weird, we're different, and to be able to be part of something like that with two small children, it's really nice.
Tomorrow, our new interview with Charlize Theron.
Ooh.
She's returning to her Morticia roots in The Addams Family 2.
We love Charlize, but we really love Katerina. Thank you so much for playing with us today.
It was my pleasure.
Will you come back?
I will, of course.
You promise?
Of course.
Okay.
Good. Season 18 premiere of Grey's Anatomy is tonight.
All right, we're going to leave you now with a sneak peek at The Price is Right's primetime special.
Happening now.
The latest deadly crash along this stretch of Prue Road comes within days of new state laws trying to curb street racing. That story coming up.
And our next batch of heavy rain is on the way. I'll time it out for you, let you know how much we could get, and talk about the odds of rain for Friday Night Football. See you in a bit.
They have been called the greatest generation of our time. Today, a World War II veteran honored with a flight aboard a vintage warplane. The news at 5 starts right now. First at 5, the Wilson County Sheriff's Office now looking for a shooting suspect. This is 24-year-old Jody Renee Morrison. She's accused of shooting a woman yesterday in the 1000 block of County Road 108 in Wilson County. The woman taken to the hospital. She is in critical but stable condition.
Investigators say Morrison was last seen wearing a pink or maroon colored jacket over a black shirt and black and white leggings. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. If you see her or know where she is, you're asked to call 911.
San Antonio police say an 18-year-old driver now expected to be charged with street racing, serious bodily injury, as well as manslaughter. He was one of 2 drivers involved in last night's head-on crash on the northwest side.
That second driver still in the hospital. The 22-year-old victim who was in the oncoming car hasn't been identified.
Jesse DeGoyalo now telling us residents who live close by were not surprised that it happened again.
Not far from where a Mercedes and a BMW crashed after racing side by side on a 2-lane stretch of Prue Road, killing an oncoming driver in a Nissan, lives a couple in the adjacent subdivision, close enough to have heard the commotion.
It's not a video game. There's no reset, and oops, don't bring someone back.
It's sad that we have this going on in the community still. It's not a Fast and Furious movie, and as successful as the movies are, it's not successful in life.
The newly retired DPS trooper says he's seen the consequences firsthand, but twice now they've been so close to where he and his wife live. Less than a year ago, there was another fatal street racing crash in this area within a block of last night's deadly head-on collision.
A young lady got killed, same thing, teenagers.
18-year-old Dominique Horta died when the Mustang she was in was clipped by the vehicle next to it. The Mustang lost control, ejecting Horta, landing on top of her. Since then, new street racing laws call for increased penalties for racers as well as any spectators. It's now a Class A misdemeanor or a possible state jail felony, and vehicles could be confiscated if the driver is a repeat offender or if alcohol is involved or causes injury or death. When he was a trooper, Wilson says he kept telling street racers,
hey, you're young, you're not invincible, and so just be smart about it. These roads is unforgivable. It's not for racing. It's not.
Jesse DeGoyalo, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, we have an update on a deadly hit and run from Monday. That victim has been identified as 41-year-old Edward Mendez. San Antonio police say that he was hit by a driver while crossing an intersection in the 500 block of Navarro. He died on his way to the hospital. Witnesses told investigators the driver appeared to be aware of what happened but drove off anyway. At last check, they were still looking for that person.
A 39-year-old man is dead after he was shot and killed by a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy this morning. Right now, we are still working to learn his name.
But we do know a few details. BCSO says the shooting unfolded on the far west side. A store clerk had told a deputy he was on a break that there was a man in an SUV who had been scaring customers for a few days now. The deputy confronted that man, but he sped off.
Sheriff Salazar says a short time after, another deputy saw the suspect driving in circles on Petranco Road. When that suspect would not stop, One deputy fired a shot at the suspect's vehicle, striking him once. The suspect died on his way to the hospital.
We do have video from social media that a neighbor shot and posted to social media that does show the suspect driving with a deputy hanging out the window, so being dragged in essence.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says that they are using that video and body cam video to figure out whether the shot was fired before or after the officer was dragged. The deputy who fired the shot is being placed on administrative leave. He's been with the sheriff's office for 8 years. You can read more about the story right now on KSAT.com.
An 18-year-old woman accepting a plea deal for her role in the murder in 2020 of Jasmine Williams. Today, J. Maria Pope Williams pleading guilty to a charge of aggravated robbery. It's a charge that was reduced from capital murder. She's one of 6 co-defendants charged in Jasmine Williams' case.
Williams was shot and robbed of her tennis shoes, piggy bank, debit card, and cell phone back in July of 2020. Part of Pope Williams' deal requires that she testify against the other co-defendants, who are all still charged with capital murder. She's requesting deferred adjudication, a type of probation. 226 District Court Judge Velia Mesa will decide the sentencing at a later date.
A lot of sunshine out there today. A few showers popped up far east of San Antonio. We'll look at the radar coming up later on, but really not much out there to speak of, at least not yet. We topped out at 92 degrees today. That's in San Antonio, measured at the International Airport. 93 now Floresville, 88 Santa Maria. We've had some outflow boundaries east of town that have caused some slight cooling for a few folks farther east of San Antonio. 90 right now in Windcrest. Now this evening, pretty quiet, partly cloudy, southeasterly breeze, a stray shower or two, but the thunderstorm should start developing later on tonight. Closer to midnight, especially Valverde County and closer to the Rio Grande. Our next round of heavy rain is on the way. And Sam, it's likely to affect the morning commute. I'm going to talk about that and how it could impact Friday night football as well.
We have some issues this evening, Adam. This is 90 eastbound. This is the view from 36th Street. The situation, though, is at General McMullen, very close to the on-ramp as we head over here to the big wall. You can see traffic backed up there eastbound, navigating around those emergency vehicles. So if you're heading 90 eastbound into toward downtown, watch out for that this evening. Also some issues on the northwest side, 1604, 42 minutes between 281 and Bandera. Most of that delay is inside I-10 to 281 heading westbound, 25 minutes right now. So watch out for that. Steve, Ursula?
Thank you, Samuel. Refusing to get vaccinated now costing some Americans their jobs. Despite that, many of them are still fighting vaccine mandates.
And if you are flying in the U.S., there are some new requirements that are being proposed. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
The pushback against vaccine mandates growing from Illinois.
I was told I had to leave the building because I did not follow the governor's mandate.
To New York, where the state's largest healthcare system is almost 100% vaccinated after firing hundreds of employees for not getting their shots despite the new state requirement for all healthcare workers. Pilot unions for American and Southwest are asking the White House for exemptions to the federal vaccine mandate, warning of travel chaos during the holidays.
We want to make sure there are pilots on the flight deck this holiday season when this mandate kicks in.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein also introducing new legislation that would require airline passengers flying domestically to show proof of vaccination, a negative test, or recent recovery from the virus.
It really would just be kind of adding restrictions in the U.S. that already exist elsewhere in the world and that have been working pretty well to contain COVID.
As for shots for younger kids, Pfizer's vaccine could possibly be authorized and available for 5 to 11-year-olds in October or November. A new KFF poll shows a third of parents with children in that age group report that they will get them vaccinated right away. Another third want to wait and see. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, University Health is keeping parents informed when it comes to the approval of the Pfizer vaccine for kids. The pediatric doctor that we talked to answered some questions to help prepare parents. She broke down why it has taken so long for this age group compared to adults, the possible side effects, and ultimately, the doctor says this should give parents peace of mind.
what that will help with is sending our kids, continuing to send them back to school. And if they are vaccinated, then we can think about, potentials of when they get exposed, perhaps not obviously developing disease from COVID or having much less side effects from the disease.
The doctor goes on to say when approved, it'll be safe for kids to get both the vaccine and other vaccines at the same time.
Facebook at the center of yet another debate about its impact on children's mental health. Today, the social media giant grilled by members of Congress. Lawmakers accuse Facebook of creating a campaign to recruit and exploit young users during what they say is a teenage mental health crisis in the United States.
Facebook has concealed research, studies, experts that show the harm that has been caused to children on its site, how it knew about that harm.
We do not trust you with influencing our children.
Facebook argues they've created solutions to protect kids online, including AI to identify suicide content and tools to respond with resources and time spent on their apps.
New at 5, keeping the lights on when the power goes out. It happens. You're left in the dark without power for the heat, the AC, or the fridge. Maybe you've been thinking about buying a generator for the whole house, but a whole house model can be pretty pricey. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at another option to power just your essentials.
Whether it's a thunderstorm or a deep freeze like the one we shivered through last winter, it's a challenge when the power goes out for hours or days.
We have it plugged in here. The cord's long enough. We just wheel the generator itself to outside.
So Kelly Stoll's family got a portable generator to power the essentials.
The refrigerators, the TV, the coffee maker.
But they didn't want to run a lot of cords through open doors. Installing a transfer switch allowed them to safely power much of their home. A transfer switch is like a mini circuit breaker panel that lets you draw electricity from the generator instead of the power company. An electrician can easily install it, and you pick what circuits you want to run through it. On its own, a generator powers things that use a standard plug, but the transfer switch can power anything that's hardwired into the circuit, like the dryer or range. The generator does need to be at least 5,000 watts to easily connect to a transfer switch and handle the load of several appliances.
You want to make sure to get a generator that's large enough to power all your essentials, but still the smallest model you can get away with because you'll save a lot on gas.
He says plan to spend between $200 and $400 for an electrician to install the switch, plus $300 or more for parts. But installing an interlock device can save you money on parts. And remember to protect from carbon monoxide poisoning. Never run a generator in an enclosed space. It should be at least 20 feet from the house. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
It is a ride to remember for local veterans. We're talking about dream flights. Up next, we hear from one 98-year-old veteran who took the honorary trip and his family about why it's so special. But before we go to break, we have some breaking news from the city's northeast side. San Antonio police responding to a shooting in the 8,000 block of Bentley Drive. That's near Mid-Crown Drive and Walsham Road. We have a crew on the scene. We're working to get more information. You can see EMS and police on the scene along with fire. We'll have an update on the news at 6 and on KSAT.com. It is a mission to honor local veterans, and today several World War II veterans embarked on their honorary dream flight at Stinson Airfield. KSAT 12 photojournalist Robert Samaron was there to capture today's dream flight on its last operation of its September Freedom Tour. He spoke with the daughter of one veteran who says today was rather remarkable for her father.
I mean, as soon as anyone sees a plane like this, it just attracts your eye, it just gets your attention. Here he comes.
Beautiful, beautiful. We give veterans and seniors free rides in our 1940s Boeing Stearman biplane.
We wanted to make Operation September Freedom about World War II veterans.
Dream Flights and the September Freedom Initiative was an initiative that I saw on the national news one day about flying World War II veterans.
We take them up one at a time. We just go for a nice scenic flight in the area.
And I thought, my father was a World War II veteran, and he flew many, many planes. He was in the Army Air Corps.
Left hand up top. I got to fly so damn many different airplanes I can't even remember.
It was a fabulous day, one that just did not expect to have happen.
Take your right hand.
It brings back that nostalgia, that memories of, of flying with our friends.
Today, when he got in the cockpit and he gave me 2 thumbs up with a fabulous smile, I haven't seen a smile like that on him in a number of years. There they are.
Enjoyed it all. Oh, they took off. I was kind of hoping for it, but I didn't know whether my body would hold up. I thought maybe we do a loop and an Immelman and a split.
This day today is one of the most special for him, for us, because he's about ready to turn 99, and he never thought he'd fly again.
Just like old times. Old memories. I had no idea on some of the planes that I flew how the plane was going to react. It was the first time I ever flew it, and so, but luckily I'm still around.
Flight aware going on here, and I saw some tight turns.
Wow, about to turn 99.
Can you imagine? I mean, Adam and I were talking about just how cool it would be to be in that open air cockpit.
Open cockpit. Whole different experience.
But we weren't pilots in World War II, so I can only imagine what memories that brings back.
Right. Good story there by Robert Samaron. Outside right now, we've got a lot of sunshine. Overall, a fairly quiet evening and mostly a quiet night ahead of us as well. It's tomorrow morning in the pre-dawn hours and the morning commute where we should have some issues. Flash flooding, the primary risk. We could easily get a few more inches of rain out of the storms headed our way. Also, more optimism for Friday night football games. So we'll time it out for you right here. Taking a look at the radar. We've had a little bit of activity mainly south and east of San Antonio so far this afternoon, especially along the Gulf Coast closer to the noon hour. Now we don't have a lot to talk about. Hallettsville, Gonzales, Cuero. You had some showers in between your areas, but they're generally coming to an end. However, that action is throwing a little outflow boundary toward us, and it wouldn't shock me if it generated a brief thunder shower or two in and around San Antonio in the I-35 corridor. But the focus is shifting now to areas northwest of us. Notice the severe thunderstorm watch box just outside of our area. However, Western Valverde County is included within that watch. And you look at this, and they're starting to see the action fire off to the west here in parts of West Texas. This will likely continue to develop and fill in on the radar screen as we go through the night tonight, and then slowly work its way toward us by the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. Pre-dawn meaning about 4 or 5 a.m. Here's our future cast. I'm going to take my time with this, okay? We're going to go through this very slowly for you. I know this shows a few thunder showers here and there closer to our area in San Antonio this evening. I think that's unlikely. But what I do agree with here is notice 11 p.m. midnight, Edwards Plateau, Northern Hill Country, Valverde County. We start to see the showers and thunderstorms come together. This is 2 a.m. Then we get toward 4 or 5 a.m., and that's when we start to see the radar fill in even more around San Antonio. So our rain chances rising quite a bit toward about the 5 a.m. hour. Through the morning commute, 6, 7, 8 a.m., even 9 a.m. right here, most likely we'll have some widespread heavy rainfall. We could easily see another 1 to 3 inches very quickly within the heaviest downpours, even localized 4-inch amounts. But then once we get into the afternoon, I'm actually anticipating some sunshine. So right now, this is looking more like a morning event than anything. Now, that said, later on in the day, we could destabilize again and have just a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So here's another way to look at it. 3 a.m. in San Antonio, 30% chance. 6 a.m. through 9, 10 a.m., a 70%. And then once we get into the evening, Friday night football, look at this, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. About a 30% chance. So I would anticipate only about 30% of the scheduled games tomorrow to actually be delayed. So it's looking a lot more optimistic to actually getting in the games. Temperatures now, 90s, even 100 in Cotulla, but 90 Kerrville and San Antonio, mid-90s in Del Rio at the moment. We'll start the day tomorrow near 70. By the afternoon with a little bit of that sunshine, we'll make it to the mid-80s. On Saturday, A few scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. However, we're not expecting too much coverage and still in the mid-80s. Sunday, we dry out, partly cloudy, 88. Look at next week. After all this rain, it's going to get green. A lot of sunshine, near 90 with low humidity. Greg, this is looking better for tomorrow night.
Thank goodness. Thank you.
How much did you have to pay for that?
There's no amount I would spare.
Empty
Yes.
pocket.
Yes, it looks like you're going to get the games in. All right,
Good news.
let's talk about Spurs. They have a lot of young players that need to grow up fast.
Yeah, and one in particular who spent his rookie year in what we call basketball jail because of the COVID-19 pandemic, flying to all these great cities and seeing the hotel room and the arena. When we come back, we'll talk to him about that. Devin Vassell, of course. And guess who's the NFC Defensive Player of the Month? Our San Antonio Spurs are now just 4 days away from the first preseason game against the Utah Jazz this Monday as they continue to prepare in training camp. The Silver and Black welcome back Devin Vassell to the team, who got a rare opportunity as a rookie. He got to play in 62 of the Spurs' 72 games in the regular season, starting 7, averaging 17 minutes, shooting almost 35% from three-point range while averaging 5.5 points a game in what turned out to be an extremely challenging season due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Could you imagine your rookie year being what it was like right now? Like, can't do anything, can't go nowhere, can't see anything. Like, you go to different cities and all you see is a hotel, like in the arena, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely looking forward to that and being able to see, different cities and being able to see the atmospheres and some of the places that I haven't, that I played in, but you see people on jumbotrons and little screens, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. So being able to have that atmosphere and even here, be able to see what it's like and at the center and, for it to be packed and for us to have that type of environment, I'm ready for that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Spurs and Jazz Monday, the preseason home opener, 7:30, and KSAT 12 Sports will be there.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Congratulations to Cowboys quarterback Trayvon Diggs, who's been named the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. That's after he became the first member of the Dallas D to have 3 interceptions in the first 3 games of the year since Everson Walls in 1985. His last return for a 59-yard touchdown in the Cowboys' 41-21 victory on Monday night. Combine his play on the defensive side of the ball with that of teammate Micah Parsons, who's proven he can play both linebacker and defensive line. So far, the improvement from last year has been immediate. Carolina was one of the teams who passed on Parsons in the NFL draft, selecting defensive back J.C. Horn with the 8th pick. Does Micah take notice of the teams that didn't draft him?
I think everyone does. I mean, it's the way life is. You just got to play ball at the end of the day, whether you the first pick or the last pick. I mean, there's guys that's undrafted that make impact. So no matter where I was selected, I want to make an impact.
All right, he's doing that. We'll see if he shows us more Sunday at noon at AT&T Stadium, and KSAT 12 Sports will be there. New Orleans Saints and Pelicans owner Gail Benson today unveiled a long-term succession plan with both teams to be sold, with the goal of keeping both in New Orleans and with proceeds of the sale to be distributed to charities. This arrangement, according to ESPN, has been approved by the NFL, and it comes up now due to negotiations on an extension of the new lease agreement with Caesars Superdome. Before his death, Tom Benson decided to leave the franchises, to Gail Benson back in 2015 instead of his daughter and grandchildren, to set off a legal battle that was settled privately. And coming up tonight on the Night Beat, Manu Ginobili shows us he's still got it at practice today.
I have no doubt.
We'll show you.
Thanks, Greg.
You get it.
We'll be right back.
So the heavy rain is likely in the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. We're talking around 5 a.m. through the morning commute, so expect some delays in the morning. Looking more optimistic for Friday evening football.
Thanks for watching.
See you at 6.